In the past, I always heard, people saying your dreams mean something. There's meaning in your dreams. They're symbolic, or there's metaphor there. There's something to learn. That dream is trying to tell you something. What does it mean if I dream about this? What does it mean if I dream about that symbolically? Um, I just heard of this concept from an early age. You hear about this, a dream interpretation. And even in the past, when I was about 16 and got into lucid dreaming the first time, and dream journaling in general, even if you forget about the concept of lucid dreaming, just the act of journaling my dreams, thereby greatly increasing my dream recall, the depth of the recall, and so on and so forth. That whole thing, having all these new memories, having several memories, distinct memories from each night, and holding on to them, not only throughout the day, but just for weeks to come, just owning them as true memories. Um, I did that for a while. I don't know how many years or how much time. But even when I was really into that in the past, I still didn't really agree with the dream interpretation. Just the idea of even doing that. I remember looking at my dreams and not seeing like there was much to that. Why I am seeing it now, I don't know, but I am. I am understanding that now, and I am experiencing the value in that. Not necessarily formally interpreting a dream. I'm not taking it and then on another page writing the interpretation of it, but maybe it's because I'm more aware of myself now. I know more who I am, really. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know exactly. But I do know that, so for example, I wouldn't say a month, but for the past few weeks here, I've been kind of off the rails with the dreaming, with the dream recall, with my sleep schedule in general. The poor decision making during the holidays here has caused me to go off rails. Now, just in time for the new year, I'm right back on track. But what I've noticed throughout these past few weeks, primarily, almost entirely, only remembering regular dreams, what I'm noticing, and I noticed this before that as well, but now more than ever, I'm seeing that my dreams, not every single one, but many of them do make absolute sense. And they are, I'm not going to say even that my unconscious is trying to tell me something, though sometimes it is. It's that I can see very clearly in specific circumstances reflections of truths. I'll have a dream and it is a reflection of an actual fear that I have, or a deep desire that I have that is unfulfilled, and I'm dreaming about this desire being fulfilled without even giving. And that's the thing about many of these dreams, because they are so revealing, and I recognize them as such now, as being so revealing of some of my innermost feelings, whether it's a fear or a desire or something else. These tend to be the dreams that I keep from sharing, that I don't share with others. And that being said, I don't have specific examples to share, but this is an interesting space for me because, like I said, after all this time, now I'm finally understanding that and recognizing and experiencing firsthand the value of bringing back these memories of dreams, which they were not lucid dreams, and they weren't very, still, I'll say that I still have sometimes very abstract or bizarre, sometimes disturbing dreams, and with many of those, I'm still unable to find meaning or use for the memory. Bringing them back anyway, but those aren't really what I'm talking about. There are these like real life experience dreams that aren't. Yeah, there's some dream silliness going on, some things that don't make sense. I'm living in a house that I don't live in anymore, or it never was my house, or people who never lived in that house are living there. It's like certain obvious details are screwed, but these experiences, whether it's, like I said, the fulfillment of a desire or the facing of a fear or whatever it is in these non-lucid dreams, I'm seeing now many of them are just absolute direct reflections of my real fears, my real desires, my in some situations they have been more on the side of being subconscious desires, and now I'm recognizing them and kind of bringing light to the darkness, so to speak, and actually learning about myself. And that's a beautiful thing. It's a very cool thing. It's a very powerful effect of dream journaling. Forget about lucid dreams. Like I said, I had a conversation with someone just a little bit earlier in this language exchange app. I would not be able to speak about such topics in Spanish right now in the way that I would want to. So, and luckily, for the sake of the conversation, this individual is very good with English. And anyway, that's kind of why I'm making this video. It's that I was talking to him about, telling him about lucid dreams. He asked me about it. He saw it in my profile, so I explained it. And I was thinking about, so he's someone who says he's never had one, or he has no memory of ever having had a lucid dream spontaneously. Whereas I am one of the individuals, like many others, who had here and there, very rarely, had some lucid dreams just happen spontaneously, perhaps as a child, and then later learned that this is a skill you can hone. But anyway, I became excited imagining that experience, being someone who had never had one. Because me, it was still, I don't remember the exact dream, I don't remember the moment, but I'm sure I remember that the excitement woke me up almost immediately from the dream state, because I was so excited that I had realized that I was in a dream after a number of weeks applying myself, dream journaling, isolating these dream signs, doing reality checks throughout the day, and then finally it happened. Finally, whether a reality check failed or it just happened, I don't remember, but the excitement was so strong that it woke me up, and it was like cool, like my efforts are paying off, right? The thought of being someone who has never had one and then experiences that, I became very excited to imagine that. Someone who's never had one spontaneously. Maybe they didn't even think it was possible, or they just didn't even think about it. Then they learn this is a thing. Then they start practicing methods to make this thing occur. And then being in that moment when it occurs. And even if you wake up out of sheer excitement, just that's got to be such a crazy thing to experience that for the first time. I can't imagine how exciting that would be. And then thinking further down that same line of thought, I thought, like, maybe someone trying to do that will fail. Maybe they, even though I don't really believe I believe anyone is capable of doing it. Maybe someone has a belief or a self-doubt somewhere that would keep them from ever actually having a lucid dream. Even if that's the case, I'm realizing, thinking back over this past month and past couple months really, that all of these quote unquote regular dreams that I bring back, and that anyone might bring back when they increase their dream recall using a dream journal, those memories alone, and actually paying attention to them, the value you can extract from these experiences alone, the non-lucid, the unconscious dreams, that alone is worth the effort. I mean, it's worth the effort compared to what? Compared to just blacking out all night and once in a while recalling a hazy memory and then letting it slip like 5 minutes after you get up out of bed, actually holding on to these memories, there's a lot of value there. And of course, there will be absurdity, there will be silliness, there will be, whether there's meaning in it or not somewhere, there will be dreams that just aren't even, they don't seem worth your time to even look into because they're so far out, or just so absurd or so mundane that there is no meaning there. And that's what I used to think, was that that's kind of all my dreams were. It was just either absolutely mundane, or it was absolutely absurd, absolutely silly, or whatever it was. I was either unwilling or unable to see that many of these experiences can be direct reflections of things that are happening possibly in my heart or deep in my mind, in my unconscious, fears or desires, or uncertainties and things like this. Just a video that I felt like making here. I'm finally recognizing the value in these regular dreams. Yeah, it feels good to be back on track though. It's I see now and I understand completely how in the past I just let my habit of I let the lucid dream practice just disappear, dissolve, and go away. And it's so seamless. How I mean, it was so simple. These past few weeks, how I said I went off the rails and my sleeping schedule changed, and everything snowballs as we know it does. But to witness it at this stage in my life, it's just more clear than ever how simple it is to just stop practicing new good habits and go right back into ones that maybe you spent more time practicing. Bad habits, old habits. So easy. You almost don't even notice it happening because it feels so natural. But this is important that I stick with this. Not even just, I mean, there's so many angles to it. Not even just because I'm learning about myself, learning more about myself through dreams. The obvious rewards of attaining lucidity in a dream, of attaining awareness in a dream state, the obvious rewards from that, and how those rewards carry over into my day, into my mood when they do happen. But aside from all that, just the fact that practicing these things forces me to maintain a healthy sleep schedule, and that is everything. That alone, forget about dreaming. We don't know what dreams are. The physical habit of that regular sleep schedule, of maintaining that alone is worth all of it. Because like I said, it's very easy for me to slip, very easy for me to just go to bed at any damn time I please, when, of course, depending on what I've got to do the next day and all that, but there is an obvious physical benefit when it comes to my mood, my energy, my overall sense of well-being, my mental health. There's an obvious benefit when I experience a prolonged time, a prolonged phase of going to sleep at the same time and waking up at the same time every single day. Not cheating on the weekends, not, have just every single day the same pattern, the same habit. It pays off very quickly, it seems, and very greatly. So yeah, again, just a short video I wanted to make, semi-short, 15 minutes. Hope everyone's doing okay. Brand new year, fresh start. Really, I've been thinking that, the New Year's celebration really is your birth date. But maybe that's another video. Not much to be said about that, but just a thought that I've had recently that, oh yeah, this is not the new year. The new year is the actual new year for you, your birth date. That's when you get your fresh start. But anyway, Have a good one. Take care.